What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Climb Together podcast. It is one of your hosts, Tonich Scorp, along here with my co-host, Deception the Rapper. Deception, say hi.
What's up?
We got a lot to talk about this podcast, especially according to the miracle that happened in Minnesota this weekend. Pretty exciting.
I still don't know how that happened.
Listen, man, it was really, I was mind blown because I saw it on Twitter before I even was able to watch it, and I was like, oh my god. Yo.
You probably thought April Fools came late.
I thought so too. I was like, yo, no, you're kidding.
You probably thought it was like one of those fake accounts that looks like the COD League trying to scam you.
I know. I was very confused and concerned at the same time. I was like, what the am I like bugging? Is this like an alternate reality? Like, but it wasn't.
Like...
It wasn't. So if you guys
I don't know if anybody had them making grand finals.
I don't think so either. Our bracket tossed, screwed.
I mean, because I said maybe they'll win a game in losers bracket, but I don't know. I mean, because they had a sub,
we had them losing to Breach first.
I mean, they had a substitute. It's like how do you expect a team with a substitute to go that far?
Literally, we had them.
That's never happened.
Our bracket is
usually if a team goes into a tournament with a substitute, or if a team has a league match with a substitute, they get bounced.
Yeah. But the thing is, okay, so I want to talk about this real quick. I just want to, clue in the people that really haven't watched CDL, really don't know what's going on. So, if you guys are unaware of what happened this past weekend at the Rocker Major 2 tournament for Call of Duty League, Los Angeles Guerillas won. And I say that with a question mark because I still don't believe it. I just still don't believe it. Like, that's not something we say a lot or ever really here on the podcast. Is Los Angeles?
It's the first time they've ever won a major, and it's the first time they've ever went to the grand finals. Even if we're counting the Modern Warfare events, they never made it.
I know. It's just odd, and I think we all need to take a second and like digest that statement that the Los Angeles Guerillas won.
They're undefeated in grand finals now.
Yeah.
That means they're the best team in the league. No other team is undefeated in grand finals.
Like ever. Cuz maybe it could be because of the fact that it's their only grand finals they've ever been to, but we don't have to go.
They're 1-0 in grand finals. That's all that matters.
But yeah, Brendan, I agree. I'm happy that FaZe didn't win it either. Because FaZe won literally everything last year, and I'm ready for a change.
When I saw that it was LEG versus FaZe, I thought it was gonna be like 5-0. I was like, "There's no shot." Like, FaZe are gonna turn up, and they're just gonna cruise through this grand final. Because they had been looking good.
Obviously, you were wrong. I don't know, man. Like, the thing is like our debate last week was like, okay, like yeah, FaZe has a chance, but like, like with Simp being sick and everything, like we were kind of like seeing like if that would affect, and it didn't affect, especially in the winners round.
He was fine.
He was doing just as good as he usually does. Like, it's all good and dandy. So let's kind of like talk about this bracket real quick, and how the Guerillas had their chance at victory, which is still fucking crazy to me, bro. Anyway, so one thing is, our winners bracket totally wrong. Like we only
got one out of the 4 winners bracket.
Yeah, and that was what was that? Breach going against the Los Angeles Guerillas and won. I think that was the one thing we got right in this entire
that was
bracket. Other than LA FaZe.
Okay. We didn't predict Optic versus Surge. We didn't predict Mutineers versus FaZe. We didn't predict Royal Ravens. Like, that was it. Breach versus Guerillas was the only one. Okay,
the other thing that we got right, though, I want to give us props for this because we only got 2 things right on this bracket, and usually we do pretty good, but we did not do good this past major. We also said that LA Thieves was gonna get first rounded, and they did. So I'm gonna give us a pat on the shoulder for that one. Oh no, they didn't. Oh, I guess I was wrong. Just kidding. We got one thing right. They beat Subliners, yeah. So let's kind of like break this down. We'll go round by round and kind of like see how wrong we were. And then we'll kind of get to the end and we'll talk about that.
Thursday was just shambles because not only were our brackets busted, all 4 of the matches were 3-0s.
Yeah, so we had a all winners bracket was 3 O's, and then
They were
losers
making it
bracket.
real quick for the
Oh
British
yeah.
people that were watching.
Oh yeah. So we had the first round, which was Optic versus Surge. We thought Optic was gonna win because it's Optic, and they've been kind of on a hot streak. You know what I mean? They've been doing pretty good. They
They
lost to Seattle
absolutely
Surge.
screwed their map set.
Yeah.
They choked hard on the vetoes.
Yeah. So that's yikes. That is a big yikes. So Optic got sent to the losers bracket right off rip. FaZe beat Subliners. We had FaZe losing to Subliners just because of how good Subliners
They
have
handed
been
Pollex their
doing.
first loss. I had faith.
Yeah, we both had faith, and it was a 3 O's all across the board on. I can't believe that.
That was stupid, bro.
So FaZe
Oh
won.
my god.
That's kind of like seeable though. FaZe winning I think that was one of those that could go either way. We kind of just
That's what I
we
said
make it more
too. I was like,
entertaining though. I feel like our
that's what I said. I
brackets.
was like, if Simp is good, yeah, FaZe probably wins. But if he's not, I don't know.
Yeah, so I mean that was kind of an either way for us. Our brackets are usually like pretty entertaining as far as this goes, but I feel like this one was as pretty entertaining as well, especially with the loser
This one
bracket
was
run.
entertaining because of the sheer upsets.
Yeah, like it was just unbelievable. I mean, we gave Legion some credit. We try to do that every once in a while. We gave them too much credit. We do that
It shows
sometimes.
you who the hardcore CDL fans are because, like, even though there wasn't a lot of viewership, the people that actually like watching the CDL and don't watch it because of like 1 or 2 teams
Mhm.
were still watching it.
Yeah, so I mean, honestly, we haven't seen like a bracket we haven't seen like an upset like this since one of the majors last year with Minnesota, and it wasn't even like this grand. Did they make like a
I mean, the Minnesota Rocker one in Major 5 was not. It wasn't really like. It wasn't an insane like underdog story like this was. Like, granted, like
no? I think this one takes the
LAG
cake.
had a substitute, so that changes it. But I mean, even then, like Rocker were still a pretty good team the whole year. They just hadn't got to grand finals.
Yeah, I think this one takes the cake for like one of the best loser bracket upset runs of the CDL.
Yeah.
I think this one
I would
takes the
say in
cake.
the CDL, definitely. I don't. The only thing I can remember pre CDL that was like a substitute comes in and they win was when Enable subbed for Optic because Karma couldn't get his visa and they
Ah,
had to go overseas to play a couple of events and they won. But I mean, that's already like an insane team that was beating everybody easily. Like, do
yeah,
you really need your fourth? Like
no.
like Enable came in and he just did what he needed to do and they still won easily. So
Yeah, this is like one of those like, oh my god, they weren't winning at all. Like this is like one of the bottom teams in the league. You know what I mean? I
yeah,
mean,
LAG were like they were touted as like a top 4, top 6 team in a lot of people's minds because they looked on paper like they were gonna be pretty good, but they really didn't show it the entire time. It was
nope.
like it was kind of off and on. Like they would have flashes of brilliance, but they couldn't close out maps. Sometimes they couldn't close out series. It just wasn't looking super good for them.
Like their consistency is very like not there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, until this weekend.
And that's kind of what you need. You need to consistently win these matchups in order to make it to grand finals, and they finally did. I mean,
I
they
mean,
wut up.
especially because there's so much competition.
Oh yeah,
I
so
mean,
they went up against Breach at first. They lost 3-0. So that's kind of like a Debbie Downer. You know what I mean? But then they went up against teams like Ultra. Not teams like, but they went up against Ultra 3-1. They
dude, when they
3-0'd
beat Ultra, I
Ravens.
was like, oh, this is bad for
They
Ultra
yeah,
because
Ultra's been
I said Ultra had not been looking super good, and they needed to show up, and they did not.
they did not. Um, So, I mean, they took on Royal Ravens, 3-0'd them, 3-2 Seattle Surge. They 3-2'd the Florida Mutineers. And then they went back up against Breach and 3-2 them. They said, listen, man, you 3-0'd us the first time, but we're not letting that happen again.
Thank
And,
God they beat the Mutineers
oh, yeah.
because Mutineers beat Optic.
Yeah. We're Optic fans here, if you guys didn't know.
Optic screwed their map set against the Mutineers too. So
True. And then, making it to grand finals going against FaZe 5-2. I mean, that's kind of
they went up 4-1 at one
yeah.
point.
Yeah,
Everybody thought it was gonna be a 5-1. I was like,
that
that'd
would
be
have
the
been
first time it had been
interesting.
5-1 since FaZe in the first major, I think.
Oh yeah.
So
I just this I still can't believe it, dude. I still can't. It's
They did to
crazy.
FaZe what FaZe had been doing to people in Cold War.
Oh yeah, and it's the thing is like, okay, this is what we have to think about going forward too. Is like, are they going to keep this up? Is this a one-time thing? Like, um, are they going to continue this little bit of a reign that they're going on, or are they going to, you know, just crash and burn? And that's something that we're going to have to just wait and see, I think. Personally, I'd like to see them continue to be, a top team, but um who
The thing
knows?
that the thing that I have a question about is what are they gonna do with Spart and Gunless? Because
True.
Spart clearly proved that he was good enough to be on a CDL team, even if it isn't the Guerillas.
True,
Uh,
and obviously they meshed well together. So is I mean it could
I mean,
be,
but it's so like touchy
yeah,
right now because it's like, yeah, Gunless is sick, and it's like who knows when he's gonna be back, but what if they keep playing with Spart and they keep playing this well? Even if they don't win again, what if they just keep playing way better than they did with Gunless? And then Gunless decides it's time to come back and they're like, hold on.
yeah. So like I mean at the same time though I mean with Spart doing as well as he is, it could, I mean Gunless, he's having a lot of medical like problems right now. Like the man's is like not doing good.
Yeah.
So this
Yeah, and it's like who
could,
knows what his recovery time is gonna be.
true. And the thing is like now he doesn't have to worry. He's like, okay, my team's doing good. Like I'm okay. Like I can take the time that I need
Yeah, but at the same
to
time
heal.
he
But at the
kinda
same
does
time,
need
it's
to
like,
worry. He's like, oh, my team's doing good, but oh, my
I
team's
could,
doing good.
my team's doing good without me. You know what I mean? Like they don't need me, and it could, that could be part of it too. Like they might not need me anymore. But at the same time, like it will give him. I mean, if he really wants to at this point, like if the Gorillas keep doing well with Spart, like he could take the rest of the season off just to kind of focus on his health, because I think that's kind of what he. I think that's what he needs to do. Because I mean, he's got a lot of things going on. He needs to focus
I
on
mean,
getting
he
better.
could depending on how long the recovery time is, but then it's like, what is that gonna do to his game?
True. Well,
Like,
the thing
is he
is
gonna
like,
come back in the next season to a team and then he's not as good as he was before because he took off the rest of the season?
true. I mean, the thing is he's probably gonna take off, competing, but he might like still like play, um, like scrims
I
and
would
stuff like
say
that.
that
But I
we'll
don't
be
feel like,
lucky to see him come back for the next major.
yeah, honestly, like that man's he. It's one of those things. It's like, okay, yeah, we want him back, but at the same time, like health is something that's very overlooked. I think a lot of the times, especially in gaming, since like
Yeah.
oh, you don't, it's not like a physical sport, so you don't really
Yeah,
need
you
like
don't
a
have to,
healthy
like,
body.
get up and go do stuff or go somewhere and do manual labor, like, you're just playing video games,
It's a, like
so
it's more of a mind sport than anything else. But at the same time, like, he still does need to focus on like getting healthy, because if he doesn't take the proper like recovery measures, like it could be detrimental in the future, and I would hate to see that for
well,
him.
and it's like, even, like, during the major, we saw that because when Surge played FaZe, Mac got sick during the middle of a game, and they had to restart it. And apparently it wasn't COVID, but apparently it was like flu-like symptoms. So he was having like a Michael Jordan flu game type thing,
Yeah.
and he almost pulled through for him. I mean, he came back after a few minutes and decided to keep playing in the series. In map 4, he dropped 47 kills in hardpoint. Uh, but at the end of the day, they just couldn't beat FaZe. They went to game 5, but they just couldn't beat them.
Yeah. So it's one of those things. I mean, it could. I feel like he could potentially come back by the end of the season. Um, but I don't feel like he should. I feel like he really should just like let them kind of just give Spart his little time in this. I mean, Gunless has been in this for a long time, and I feel like he should step back and
I
give.
mean, and Smart showed that he definitely deserves a starting spot in the
Oh
CDL.
yeah,
Like I said, even if it's not on Gorillas, like if something happens to like, what if Ultra make a roster change and LAG are unsure when Gunless is going to come back, and then like if Gunless comes back, they're like, okay, Spart, like we're gonna try Gunless, and we can loan you to somebody else, and Ultra's like, hey, we need somebody.
yeah. It's like one of those things. It's like give Spart his time to shine. Give Spart like the the spotlight that he needs to
I mean,
fully
and
make it
Spart's been
into it.
working for it too. He's
Yeah,
been
like
working for it for years. Like
he's at the.
he went from being a top 16 challengers player at the beginning of the year to winning a major in the CDL. So
Yeah, so that's, I mean, that's pretty. That's a pretty large stride to make,
I mean, and
especially
he's
in gaming.
proven it too. He won the chip in challengers last year for challengers champs. So I mean, he's definitely more than good enough.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Uh,
I think it's I don't know. I feel like this is gonna be an interesting thing to see play out. Personally, I'd rather see Spart on the team, because at the end of the day, Gunless has made a name for himself in the CTO. You know what I mean? Like, he's made a name for himself in Call of Duty in the
just
professional.
hope it doesn't push Gunless into retirement. Because
That
it's
too.
kind of like the Zuma situation with Zuma's hand. Like it's like at first Zuma was like, "So I have some hand problems, but I should be back. Like I think we're gonna be good. I'm gonna try to play this season." And then a little while later, he was like, "No, I'm
Yeah,
retiring."
can't. Yeah, it's one of those things though. It's like, yeah, at the end of the day, well, it's one of those things we just have to wait and see on. We can talk and talk and talk about all these different like ways that it could happen and everything, but at the end of
Yeah,
the day, we're just gonna have to wait and be like, okay, like what's the deal here? And
I'm sure Gunless will provide updates too.
yeah, he's been pretty open about the whole thing, so I doubt that he will change that now, on like what's going
Yeah.
on and everything. So I mean,
I mean, and who knows? Even if he does retire, he could become another host of the Flank, and the Flank could just keep racking up hosts.
yep, true, it could. Um, but yeah, bro, it was just an electric weekend. I think of in all, and I don't know.
It was a good time. I really thought that this was one of the best majors I've watched, even though Optic got top six. I still thought it was one of the best majors I've watched, and I don't know. I feel like right now this is shaping up to be the best season of CDL that we've seen.
Oh yeah, definitely. I full heartedly agree on that one.
I mean, it's wild. Like this weekend, like was insane, and
Oh, for
I
sure.
hope that Major 3 follows up with more insanity.
I think it will. I think this is like one of those like seasons where it's not just gonna be one thing, like one major that's gonna really take us away. Because I feel like all like both majors so far have been really electric.
Yeah.
It's electric. Sorry, I had to. Um, but I think if we continue to,
I really like the venue in Minnesota.
oh
I'll say
yeah,
that because a lot of people were talking about how they wanted to see like more beef between the players and the more ability to trash talk. So in Minnesota, they made this stage much smaller, which doesn't sound like that great of an idea until you see it and you're like, "Oh, this is fantastic," because it reminds you of the old lands.
yeah. And I think, I mean, being up on the main stage, I think people add too much, like, oh, it has to be big and this and that and the other, but at the same time, like, they just proved that, it doesn't have to be like at the biggest stage. It just has to be a stage that is the main point of everyone's view,
I
you
mean, and
know?
now we also had a challengers event, and apparently, like I heard a lot of people saying comparing it to March Madness because there were a lot of like really good challengers teams that people thought would just cruise through it that were finishing like top 32, and I was like, oh, this is this is gonna be wild.
And I
Uh,
like the way that they had it set up, though. It kind of, like, a lot of people said it reminded them of, like, MLG and stuff like that, like the MLG days. And I don't know. I think having that,
yeah,
like,
I popped
aspect of,
into they would stream the challengers matches for a little bit before the CDL matches, and I was looking like when they would show the cams at the venue, and I was like, yeah, this feels a lot like an MLG land.
yeah. So I'm glad that they kind of, like, added that into there a little bit.
And I think they're gonna do that for the rest of the year because they've already announced that there's gonna be a challengers event at Major 3. So I would assume they'll keep that going. And
Oh, yeah.
hopefully
Hopefully.
that means that they'll have challengers champs in the same venue as COD champs because that'd be
Ooh,
fantastic.
that would. I don't know, like, when there's no main, like, when they're doing their, like, hour-long change in between freaking matches, like, you can go and watch challengers and still get that, like, that Call of Duty LAN experience.
It's
right?
literally like if you went to it, like the way that I could compare that is like imagine if you went to an NBA game, but at halftime you could just go walk into like a practice court and like a G League team is playing in there. Like that's what it feels like. But it was like that. I know that that land was probably uh the best one we've had in a little bit, and I hope that they keep making them even better because it really seems like the CDL's on the right track with everything. And I
Finally,
honestly feel like that with the hype surrounding Modern Warfare 2 and the leaks of what like some of the stuff that's happening and all that, the CDL, if they do it right, they could really bounce back within the next like year or so.
I agree. I feel like they're finally doing what they need to do. And one of the sayings is too little, too late. And I think that they're doing. I think they're fine. I think they're making changes, and I think they're doing it well enough and
It all
fast
depends
enough. And
on like like what they do from now until this time next year.
oh
Like
yeah,
if
definitely
this like if they could keep doing what they're doing and make things better this year, and then they start Modern Warfare 2 off a lot better than they've started off the last 3 years, then CDL will be in a good place.
agreed.
It's gonna take time, but I mean that's how it works with everything.
Oh yeah, everything takes time and effort, and um, you know, the not reevaluation, but like
I
correction,
mean that's
not
kind of what they
correction.
had to do. I
They
mean they
really did have to
admitted that
reevaluate, but
they were, that they haven't run this the best that they could have run it, and that they're
yeah.
gonna try to do better. So now it's like they got to show it.
Now they're like, now they're finally like showing it a little bit better, and now they just kind of have to be like, okay, like what else can we do to improve? What are the things that are going wrong? What are the things that are good? Let's keep the things that are good and let's change the things that are bad. And I
I
feel
mean,
like
hey,
they're
not
doing
to
that.
mention we had a trophy at Major too. So
True. Trophies are all what's up. Everyone loves a trophy. You know what I mean? Like,
well, it feels a little bit hollow if you see a team win a major and they're not hoisting a trophy. It's like you see that and you're like, what?
oh cool, they won, but like, like people love tangible, like money's great. People love money.
Yeah, even if there wasn't a trophy necessarily, if they had like a huge check that they could just hold up, that would be.
Yeah, like
I
people
mean, it wouldn't be as good as a trophy, but it's like, hey, if you can't make a trophy, do that.
No, like the thing is like people love tangible ways of showing that they've won something. Like I have an entire drawer full of like ribbons and medals and stuff like that from when I swam,
Yeah,
and like
yeah. I
back in
have
my
a
old room, they were hung on
I
the
have a
wall.
shelf of trophies from of stuff that I've done, so
Yeah,
I feel that.
I have them all displayed in my room. I don't have them displayed now just because I don't really have the like space to do it, right? But they're they were displayed on view as soon as you walked in my room. They were right there, right?
Yep.
Like I wanted people to see my accomplishments, and that's what people want to see in the CDL too. Like money is an accomplishment and stuff like that, but people like to have like a shelf with their trophies, or even like organizations. You know what I mean? Like the way that the Hundred Thieves
I mean, look
compound
at the
is.
headquarters. Look at the very long table
Yeah,
of trophies that they have.
like the hex quarters and like the Hundred Thieves compound. Like they
Look at
display their
Envy. Like
trophies.
Envy's HQ has a bunch. I think
Oh
Envy's
yeah,
HQ honestly probably does it one of the best because they just instead of having like it's obviously really cool to see them in bulk and have like in the headquarters where it's just all the trophies on one desk. But I like how around the Envy HQ you'll just see a trophy here and there. Like you'll walk somewhere and you'll see the COD Champs trophy, and it's like, oh, there's that. Um, but I mean, and it just speaks how good how iconic trophies and stuff can be because like you look at some of the most iconic like pictures in Call of Duty of teams winning is like teams hoisting the COD Champs trophy, the optic picture with the check and everybody in the picture because the check is so big and like
yeah. Like
uh
it's stuff like that that like people really like to show, because you can be like, hey, yo, I won, 10 grand or whatever. But like, you can't really post a picture of 10 grand unless you like post like the dollars, like you like make it
It'd
like
be like Floyd Mayweather have $1 million on the table.
yeah, but that's kind of like cocky, you know. That's like a very egotistical thing. People don't like that. But if you hold up a trophy, people are like, "Yo, like, let's go, congratulations," and stuff like
Yeah,
that. Like,
if
that's
you
not a
hold up
very
like a
like.
trophy or a check, they're like, yeah, this is great.
But like when you like, they're like saying you're cocky and all that other stuff. So like, it's better to have a tangible item to hoist up rather than the
Yeah.
cash itself.
And I like the idea of the Rocker trophy. I like that it was a shield. I like that it wasn't just some standard trophy.
Yeah.
I mean, I kind of wish we could go back to the CWL trophies of like BO4, like the Vegas one, like that was lit. But uh, as long as there's creativity, like I would really like to see some more creativity over the rest of the league. Like like imagine if the Subliners trophy was like the Empire State Building, but there was like a subway train going under it. Like that'd be sick.
Yeah. So like I just saw something. I'm scrolling through like the CDL Twitter. It said 0.1% of people picked LAG to win.
Yeah. And
Like
those people were probably LAG fans.
yeah, like hardcore like LAG fans, not like CDL fans
And
in
it's not
general,
saying that there's not many LAG fans, but it's just like
like hardcore
if we're being
believers.
realistic, like there is like a 99% chance that the people who are actually being realistic about a bracket and not picking LAG because it was their favorite team or whatever, if they were being realistic and they knew about the CDL, there's no shot that they thought
No.
LAG was winning.
Like there's it's one of those like like even as like even as like the Optic fan I am, like there's some events that like I'm like, you know, like Optic's probably not going to win. I would love for them to win, but I'm not going to put them winning the bracket
Yeah,
because
like
of the fact.
realistically, if we would have had this podcast back in Cold War and we would have done predictions, I would have been like, yeah, FaZe is probably gonna win every major.
Yeah.
I'm sorry about it, but that's probably what's gonna happen.
And it pretty much was almost what happened. Like they won a majority of the majors.
They won 3 out of 5 and then they won champs. So
Yeah. Also, my foot fell asleep. Side note. And it's got pins and needles now, so I'm kind of like struggling a little bit. Just as a heads up.
wow.
I know you guys probably didn't want to know that, or nor do you care, but that's where I'm at right now with my life. Trying to wake back up my. I'm trying to wake my foot back up. Hold on. Oh, I
Wow.
hate pins and needles so much. Crap out of me. Um, that's kind of like. I feel like we wrapped that up pretty quickly. I mean, I feel like we did that in like less than half an hour. We usually don't race through it that much.
I mean, we just, you know,
Got
we're
to the,
getting better
we
at it.
got to the point. You know what I mean? Got to the point. Now we're
I
kind
think
of
it's
just.
because you didn't talk as much as normal.
Yeah, I'm not feeling very
Because
talkative.
you'd have like 40 side things to talk about in the middle of
Okay,
the overview.
listen, bruh. Okay, whatever. I can go on a side tangent if you want to. I can just pick something and continue.
I mean, we
I
have
went on one
time.
about the trophy. I feel like that was pretty side tangenty.
I'm telling you, I think my subliners trophy idea is lit.
What's your subliners trophy? Is it a train?
And no, if it's like, imagine like, you know how like at Christmas trees, some people make it put a train set under it going in a circle. Imagine if it's like that, except it's a subway train, and the thing that is going around is the Empire State Building.
Oh my god, bro. I think that is that's a pretty good idea for a trophy, honestly. Cuz like
That would be lit, dude.
that would be lit.
Imagine having that. Like that'd be like one of the coolest trophies. Like I'd try to go to that major just to win it. Like
Well, I'm going to the subliners major, so if you guys are going there, you can see me there. Um
we should get a challengers team and play at the major.
No, I have not touched Call of Duty in like a month. I think I'm gonna update it tonight, well, today after the podcast, and play tomorrow. Maybe I work a double tomorrow, so I can't like stream or anything. But I think I might play a little bit.
You should play Warzone,
Yeah, I should do that too.
or we could play ranked.
Uh, you know,
Tournamental low rank. I'm
you
playing
know,
against kids that don't have thumbs.
you
It
know, I
would
don't
be
like
so
playing
fun.
ranks. You know, ranks not my thing.
It would be so fun for you
I
playing with me
oh well, playing with you, yeah, but
because I'm
um,
terrible.
Man. You guys want to know what I did this week? I know this is kind of like crazy, but not really like talking about gaming or anything. But so the desk that I have in my room, right? It's like built into the wall, and my grandpa had all his books on said desk. And he like built shelves for said books. And he finally like he was like, "Hey, like, go ahead and like put them in, like move them, and I'll take care of them, put somewhere else, and you can like put your stuff there." And I was like, "Oh, thanks, grandpa." So I did, and it looks really great. Like, I love it. I have like my books, I have my games, like my PlayStation games, my DS games. Yes, I still have my Nintendo DS. I'm never getting rid of it. It is a article in time that I will save forever. Um,
You gotta you gotta put a setup picture somewhere.
I should, I really should, but it's not completely done yet. It's still got I got still got to work on it a little bit. Maybe I'll do like a room tour and post it on Twitter, not Twitter, but like um YouTube. I'll do a room
Do a
tour.
tone vlog and put a
Tone
room tour
vlog.
in it.
Yeah, I should do that. But anyway, so I put my books on there, and I don't really have a lot of books, but the books I have, they like mean a lot to me. Like, I have this series called The Ranger's Apprentice. I have almost every single book in the series. I'm missing like 3 or 4 of them because I'm just broke, so I can't really buy the rest of them. If I wasn't broke, I would. That's not the point. And I have all my history books, my space books, and my Avatar: The Last Airbender books because I'm a nerd.
I'm a nerd.
I'm a nerd. My Harry
I have a
Potter
lot of
books.
books.
Oh, I love my books too. And
I
then I
have like
have
a
like,
whole bookshelf that's got like it's almost too many books to fit it.
and then I have my Game Informer magazines that I get because I'm a member of GameStop rewards. I have my like coloring
Some of those
books.
Game Informer magazines are lit.
Oh yeah, I have my sketchbooks. Like I'm fully like I grabbed everything that I owned and brought it here, and so like now I'm really like just trying to like make it work. And I feel like this kind of like because before like it really didn't feel like my room, and now it does. It feels like my room because it has my things, the things that mean things to me. You know what I mean? Not just my PC, which my PC means a lot to me, but it has my pictures and the paintings that Riss drew for me, and like or
Yeah.
painted for me, and it's starting to feel more like home, and I like that. So just thought
I
I'd
could
throw
I
that in
could
there.
see your wrist chastising you for that.
Yeah, I
You
have.
think I drew them?
No, she painted them. I have one of the paintings she gave me. She gave it to me on like a couple months after we started dating, and it's hanging over my bed. Oh, it says "I love you endlessly." Sorry, I'm just admiring it from afar. Uh, well, there used to be like these 2 angel heads above my head, like above my bed, watching over me as I slept, and it creeped me out a little bit. So I figured, I'd take them off and put something there that, makes me more comfortable. And I feel like I know it's gonna get sappy real quick. Just heads up. I feel like Riss watching over, like it's like a part of her, I guess, because she painted it. So like a part of it's like Riss watching over me as I sleep, and I feel like that makes me more comfortable. Now it's really sappy, and you guys probably don't want to hear that, but that's my story for the day. You wanted a side tangent deception, you got one.
There you go. It only took 5 minutes.
Yeah, that's how my side tangents work.
I mean, we still have a lot of time. We can talk about whatever.
Dude, I don't know. Oh, I do know, actually. I am officially making my return. Exclusive to the podcast, _, making her return to content creation. Yeah, on Friday I put my 2 weeks in at Olive Garden, where I work now as a server and a to-go specialist. I put my 2 weeks in.
Olive Garden.
Olive Garden. And I put my 2 weeks in. And
Yeah.
so I have 2 weeks off at the end of this month to really fully get back into this. Before I start working at the Swits again. And then at the Swits, I'm going to take my PC, move it back up to the lake as I have done prior. And
Every time you talk about that place, it makes me want food there.
yeah, it's delicious. So I'm moving back up to the lake and bring my PC with me because on the days that I work, I I will be streaming. On the days that I have off, I will not be streaming because I'm going to spend them with my girlfriend, obviously, and then not the weekend. So like Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays, I'm gonna make my stream days, and then until at least until summer.
We gotta get a wrist stream at some point. It's been a while.
Yeah, and then Wednesdays podcast, you know. But that's why I'm gonna try to get Deception set up with the overlay, so I can just do it on my phone, and he can like, I don't know, I can do something, and he can record it, so I can upload it on my laptop or something, just in case I'm not like at the lake. Cause I really want to do something with my summer. You know what I mean? Like I'm going off to college in the fall. I want to have a great
You
summer.
wanna have a good send off.
Yeah, summer. I will be streaming soon, Mao. I will. I'm slowly putting the pieces together. I'm working on my room slowly. You know, I think you know, and I got a new Wi-Fi thing, which was really setting me back. So like
hopefully it works.
Yeah, it's been working. Knock on wood. But
it at least sounds like it's been working because you're not cutting out.
Yeah, like I feel like it's working much better. Our stream hasn't dropped out at all. So I'm gonna take this as a success. And that was like kind of like the missing piece that I needed to go back to streaming, because I couldn't really stream any games. I only was able to do like just chatting, like the podcast. And even then, like I would cut out and stream would, you know, crash. But we've been doing this for 36 minutes and it hasn't crashed yet. So I'll take that as a success, okay? So now the next test is to play games, and I have to see what kind of games I can play. Like, can I play Call of Duty, or am I going to become a variety streamer again? And I have my games. So I actually got Assassin's Creed Valhalla. So I could play that. I haven't even touched it yet.
Sons of the Forest comes out May 20th.
So. True. Oh.
And we still got to play more of the Forest because we haven't played that much of it.
That is correct. So, I mean, personally, like, I feel like I could get back to it either way. It may not be COD, but it will be content. It won't be content, but it will be content.
Yeah, playing the Forest with you is pretty fun.
That is really fun. We should do that again. Yeah. But yeah, I think it's just, you know, it's a slow process, and obviously I have to ease myself back into it so I don't get overwhelmed. But I'm ready to be back. I miss creating content. I have now made Twitter my main content source because it's really the only thing I can create content on the daily. And I'm taking full advantage of it. If you guys haven't seen my latest tweets, I'm actually going to read some of them to you. And I want Deception's full, like, I want his full, like, what do you call? Rating on them. You know what I mean?
Oh, God.
Okay. I'm going to scroll. Okay. What is it? Oh, I've been tweeting some things that I've been saying. My non-English variety. I almost wan. Tone 2022. That was me playing 8-ball with Riss, and I said, I almost wan! I meant to say won and win at the same time, but I realized, so I was trying to say I almost win, but I realized win isn't the correct word for that context. So I was trying to say won, I was trying to correct myself as I was saying it, and I said wan. I almost wan!
I'm glad that I have context for that, because I didn't know what that meant.
And then I got 69 wins on 8-ball. That was great for me.
Yeah, you play against me, and you'll stay at 69 for a while.
And then this was like 3 days ago. I thought of this at work, and then after work I tweeted it. I said, I'm a professional silverware roller. I do it 5 days a week and I get paid for it. So now I'm declaring myself a professional. I do it 5 days a week. That's like what a professional is, something you do and you get paid for it. So, I mean, I feel like that's pretty great. So, and then I brought back one of my like older tweets that I'd had on my my personal account that I don't use anymore because I don't care about the people that I went to high school with. The people that I do care about follow me on this one, so that's all that matters. I said, this is what I tweeted when my dad passed away. I said, when life hands you rotten lemons, throw them away and get new ones. And I feel like that like kind of like is what I did like these past couple months. Like that's what I've done in 2022. I got handed a few rotten lemons, but I threw them away, got new ones to make my lemonade. You know what I mean? I feel like I did that pretty well.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, so. I don't know. I don't feel like my tweets have. I've been trying to tweet at least once a day, but it's like, I mean, it doesn't happen a lot.
Yeah.
Every other tweet, it's like, I want to get back to streaming. And then I found my Valentine's Day post for Riz. Oh my god, this is so cute. I love her so much. Sorry, guys.
Oh man.
I'm gooey over my girlfriend. My bad. Actually, it's not my bad. I really don't care. I'm gonna be all the gooey I want to be.
Hey, if I got a girlfriend, I'd do the same thing.
She's awesome. We're gonna go get ice cream tonight because all the ice cream stands are finally open, and it's like decent. It's pretty good weather out right now, so we're gonna go get ice cream, and then we're gonna watch movies and stuff. It's gonna be great. One of my favorite things is just chilling and watching movies. I don't know if you guys ever knew that. I love chilling and watching movies. Like, just, whatever night of the week. Sometimes I just need, like, the best recuperation that I could ever get after, like, a long week or a long couple weeks is laying in bed, cuddling, and watching movies that we've already watched. Like, not new movies. Fuck those. Movies that I've watched a bajillion times. Again.
You sound like my mother.
Brendan, I'm sorry. I don't want to remind you that you're single. I just living my life,
Hey, she reminds me all the time. We're good.
I remember everyone all the time, but that's neither here nor there. I'm just living my life. It's not my intention. I'm just living my life to the fullest.
Are you now?
Yes, I am.
I mean,
like next week.
I didn't think your life was full without streaming.
I'm trying to live my life to the fullest, and didn't say I was. I would love to stream again, but Riss and I are actually going to an aquarium next week. It's been forever since I went to aquarium. The last time I went to aquarium, like I was like 13 years old.
Last time I went to an aquarium was like 2018 or 2019.
Yeah,
maybe.
Like I said, when I was like 13 years old. But so we're going to an aquarium, and I'm so excited. I love fish so much.
Do you like to eat fish?
No.
Wow.
I don't like fish. I like shrimp and scallops.
I like popcorn shrimp. Popcorn shrimp's fire.
You have a girlfriend. We get it. Jeez, bro. Sorry, Rendon. Oh my god. Stop coming at me. I really could cheat you out right now, Rendon, but I'm not going to be mean. I'm going to take the high road, okay? It would be great content, but I feel like I'd be made out as an asshole, so I'm not going to do that. Okay? I think it'd be pretty funny, actually. I'm not going to do it, though. It's going to be funny, though. The debate that goes in my mind. It'll be funny, but I'll be a bad person. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna choose to be a good person and not be funny. We get it. I know what you meant, Brendan. You're all good, bro. I don't know. I feel like you know what I'm excited for?
What?
I feel like we're just kind of rambling on this podcast, so I'm just gonna keep it rolling, honestly. We kind of talked about the CDL, now we're just talking about random stuff for the next probably like 10 minutes, but whatever. I'm really excited to I'm actually really excited to go to college, high key, because I'm going to school for business, right? And if you guys don't know, I have been in esports managing side, like the business side of esports, since I was 15 years old. I'm now 18, almost 19. So that's quite a long time.
Look at you being a manager.
Yeah, I would. I mean, I'm not with any organization right now, so I'm currently not managing anything but myself. So I like that, and the podcast. I kind of manage the podcast a little.
And you manage me trying to use OBS.
Yeah, that too. That's more of like that's a harder task. Anyway, not the point of the story. I feel like going to college for business will give me a lot more insight, and I will be able to apply that better to esports, my esports knowledge in general, because I already have like the experience, and not like a lot of experience, but I have, or like a grand amount of experience, but I have quite a bit of experience in the esports world. I've seen a lot of stuff from the business side and from like you know the viewer
Yeah,
side of things, like seeing what happens with other orgs and whatnot.
yeah,
And I feel like me getting a degree in business will like fully complete the circle. Obviously, there's more for me to learn. There's always more to learn about anything and everything. It's an endless knowledge loop, right? But I feel like it'll give me what I need to move forward, you know?
yeah.
Like I feel like I can finally like move forward, and then like who knows, maybe I will join another organization as a manager or whatnot when I finally like get my stuff together. But I feel like to give me the knowledge that I need to finally figure out certain things.
You know what that made me think about when you talked about managing things?
What?
How Riss's Twitter bio is general manager of your existence.
Yeah, she. Yeah.
That's so funny.
I love her.
It's so funny.
She's hilarious.
That's a fact.
Actually, high key makes me laugh like every day, multiple times. Last night we were cry laughing.
What?
she was watching. So there's this TV show that she's been watching, right? And I watch it too, but like she's been watching it fully, and I just watched the episodes that she's watching while I'm there,
Yeah.
right? So like I've watched maybe it's a 7 season series. I've watched maybe one season in total, like 20 episodes, just like scattered throughout. And last night we were watching this episode and she was crying because of like what was happening in the show, which is understandable. I do that with shows all the time. I don't know about you, Deception, but I'm very in touch with my feelings about fictional characters.
Okay.
And so then we started laughing about the fact that she was crying. Oh, it was a good time. That's the kind of shit we do, bro. That's the kind of stuff we do.
You know what I'm excited for?
What?
I'm excited for Call of Duty Vanguard and Warzone Season 3.
Ooh, yo.
I've heard a lot of things about Warzone Season 3 and
Okay,
it's looking good.
so can we talk about this real quick? Now that I've thought about it, it's Call of Duty related. Talk about it quickly. So I saw this ad while I was watching day one of the CDL about a CDL Warzone.
Yeah.
So like, let's delve into that a little bit. Like, what do we know? What do we don't know?
What do you mean?
Like, what is it?
Are you talking about like the CDL integrating into Warzone or like the
Yeah,
tournament that they're doing?
both.
Well, it apparently was planned like during Modern Warfare and Cold War that CDL would integrate into Warzone. So would not surprise me if that comes with Warzone too. Uh, but the CDL Resurgence tournament, the playlist actually ends I think today or tomorrow. But like the CDL Rebirth tournament has actually began. Like all the people that want to compete in it could compete in a playlist today, and the top, I think, like 40 teams advance. Uh, so it's the beginning of the mid-season break in the CDL. So we'll be seeing a bunch of stuff soon. Um, and I'm excited for it. They seem to be doing some pretty good things for this mid-season break. So we'll see. Uh, but that's another thing is like we won't see CDL action until May.
Oh,
This whole month is mid-season break.
so we're gonna like talk about other things. I feel like this is a great month to go into like climb together
I mean,
stuff.
we can talk. We'll talk about other things, but there
I
are
feel
CDL things
well,
happening
yeah,
too.
but I feel like we should take this opportunity to really talk about some kind of other. I think we should bring on some guests that are not like into CDL and like really like get into it. I didn't realize that there was a break until.
Yeah, I saw that. I didn't realize how long the break was gonna be until at the end of the CDL stream. It said like, "We'll see you." I think it said Major 3 qualifier started like May 13th or something. So I was like, "Oh, see, this is gonna be a break."
Yeah. So I'm excited.
So I'm excited too. I mean, I love watching CDL all the time, but I also want to see what they're gonna do with the mid-season stuff. Um, and see like if they will expand on it in the future and stuff. Because it seems like this year they've done better. With the season, like the mid-season break, like they're actually bringing some really good stuff in. But um, I'd like to see them keep expanding on it.
Same. Mao. Oh, everyone in okay. Mao and Brendan want to be on the podcast. So, I don't know. We'll have to talk about it in our private meetings that we have every Monday at 3:00.
What?
And we'll have to get back to you guys. Yo, deception. Do you want to have a meeting on Monday at 3:00? Non-related to the fact that I just said we have Monday meetings at 3:00 about the podcast.
We like since when have we had a Monday meeting about the podcast?
Don't tell them. Don't tell them. I'm not egoing anyone, Mao. Oh my god. I would love to have you on the podcast. You know, deception. I've known Mao for a long time. It's just Mao. Oh my god. Jesus, Brendan. I cannot. Wow, dude. Are you seeing this deception?
This has devolved into madness.
Oh my god. What? That's not it at all. Oh my goodness. You know I can't just make decisions for the podcast by myself. I have to run it by my co-host first off stream. Cuz I'm trying not to
She says run it by like she does control everything.
I'm trying not to be leakage, okay? I'm trying not to leak things. Try not to be tone leaks, okay?
I was I had a comeback for that, but
So deception is egoing me. Oh, that is something we gotta take up with him. We gotta take that up with him. So deception, you egoing him? Oh, Mao! Oh my god. Deception, you ego Mao every single day to play Warzone, don't you?
he never talks to me wanting to play Warzone. He tried to send me a message in Call of Duty. Like, who's gonna look at that?
Obviously
He
you.
tried to whisper me in Call of Duty. Like, what?
He waits all day for you, Deception, and you don't.
Well, don't worry, Wyatt's getting on soon, so
Oh. What are you
we'll
guys
have at
playing
least a
today?
trio.
Oh, you guys are playing COD today?
Probably. Unless it makes us mad.
Oh my god, I forgot. Lego Star Wars is. Oh, wait, did it come out already? The new Lego Star Wars game? Ah! Yo, this might be in my
Brendan,
playlist.
you only
Bro.
beat me because you had Crow on your team, and Crow just flies at everybody.
Yo, is it finally out? Oh my god, it's been out all it's been out. Wait, it came out yesterday. April 5th. April 6th.
I heard people talking about it, so yeah, I'm
Oh
assuming
my
it's
god! I've been so excited for this game and it's finally out, but it's $60 and I'm broke. I just spent $84 on a thing. I can't get it. Maybe I'll wait like a month and someone will like go to GameStop and be like, "Yo, I beat this game. I don't want it anymore," and I'll just go buy it from GameStop. I feel like that's my move, and then use one of my
Imagine
like
beating
coupons.
a game and just returning it.
People do that all the time. Deception.
Yo, I saw a video about the I saw a video about like a speedrunner that did it. They bought this game that they knew they could speedrun in less than 2 hours. They speedran it and then returned it to Steam and got a full refund.
Because like, how do you have to like? Is that the limit? You have to return it within 2 hours.
Yeah, if you buy a game on Steam, you can only return it if you played it for if you have less than 2 hours game time. So he bought it, he speedran it, and then he returned it.
That's kind of epic, though. That's really epic. Like
I mean,
that.
imagine if you were that good.
Imagine.
You just like you're just never gonna lose money.
Literally. The world. The perks of being a speedrunner. I am not one of those. I am a slow runner. I take my time and I get lost and I die a lot. So, yeah.
I mean, you could consider me a speedrunner. I mean, but a lot of people don't really understand how going for high rounds in zombies is a speed run, but it is.
I
It's
feel
just
like
a
it is.
really long speed run.
I'm a snail runner. Rendon, I think that should be like my title. I'm a snail runner. She a snail. She a. No. She a runner. She a snail.
Wow,
You know, like she a runner. She a track star.
that it doesn't work.
Alrighty then. Oh, I can get it on Steam too. Oh, it's only $50 on Steam. Sweet. Ah! But like, there's the deluxe edition.
If I see a game that I really like, I try to buy the deluxe edition.
Okay. Well, the thing is like, deluxe edition is only $10 more. You know what I mean?
Yeah, see, Rendon made it better for you.
She a runner. She a snail star. Oh, thank you, Rendon. I appreciate that. She gonna run away. She's gonna run away, but she won't get far.
See, Tone's thoughts walk, so your ideas that you give her can run.
Yes.
She makes a very basic idea and you improve it, and then she's like,
Yes.
"Oh, that's great."
Yes. Because at the end of the day, it was my idea. I just couldn't think fully on it because my brain moves too fast for that. And then
I mean, that's how the podcast worked. You
yeah,
talked to me about actually starting podcasts, and I was like, "Well, why don't we just do it together?" And you're like, "Oh."
literally. I think that's why we work so well as podcast hosts together, like as co-hosts. Because like I have all these ideas, but I can never like fully like explain them or like fully get them across. And you just kind of like, I get it like 3/4 of the way there, and you're like, okay, here's the rest of the way.
Yeah, I'm just gonna finish it real quick.
Yeah. Yeah, okay, you can go with that, Lamau.
That's also how it works with tone and wrist, but we won't get
Yeah.
into that on the podcast.
Yeah. Anyway, I just like that's just the kind of person I am. I like have ideas, but I can't ever like fully like think them out, and then I just need like other people there to be like, "Yo, that's a great idea. Let's build on that." And then they build on it for me, and then it's still my idea. It just kind of,
That's like if me and you started an org, that's how it would work.
yeah. I'd be
You'd
like,
have all these
"Yo."
ideas, and I'm like, "Okay, here's how we're gonna put them to action." You're like, "Oh, that's fantastic."
I just knocked something over. Hold on. That's my bad. I was getting excited in my chair. I'm getting the jumpy zoomies because I've been working like crazy, and usually on my days off I kind of just chill. But like I'm getting energy, and I don't know what to do with it. Just because you're not big brain doesn't mean you're not smart. I am very smart, and I am big brain sometimes.
Yeah, look at Rendon. He went from specialist to advanced and ranked.
Listen, okay, this is how my brain works. Okay, so on 1 cup of coffee, I'm like normal. You know what I mean? Like I'm a normal person on 1 cup of
Yeah.
coffee, right? And then on 2 cup of coffee, I'm on a whole different level than normal. See, 1 cup
That's
of
like
coffee.
Wyatt.
Okay, so this is how this works. 1 cup of coffee, I'm normal. 2 cups of coffee, I'm tone. Okay, 3 cups of coffee, I am unstoppable, and that's how it
That's like
works.
that's like Wyatt. One time it was when was it? I think it was like Thursday of last week. Me and Wyatt were playing Warzone, and in the span of about 4 hours, he drank I think 1 or 2 cups of coffee and like 5 G Fuels. So he legitimately had like 1,500 milligrams of caffeine in his body. I was like, "You are going to die."
Yo, Wyatt had like impeccable timing. Yo, he's like, "What about me?" Oh, lovely times. Alrighty, so I think that kind of wraps up the podcast for today. We kind of like we got what we wanted to talk about. We got it out of the way. We kind of like went on a little side thing and kind of like found our way through everything. I think.
Wyatt sounds like a passionate grinder to me.
Oh yeah, but yeah. So and all in all,
Wyatt's a passionate grinder until I start ooping on him in 2K.
alrighty, damn. All right, so let's close this out real quick. So all in all today we have come to a few things. One, the LAG thing is still mind-blowing and we still cannot comprehend it, but it is awesome nonetheless. It is a miracle, as one would say.
I'm still mind blown. Worded nameless.
Yeah, mind blown. And two, I cannot fully comprehend ideas without the help of other people, and that's why I do this podcast with Deception. That is the second point
That's
of
facts.
today. So yeah, thank you guys so much for tuning in. We appreciate you guys rolling through. Yeah, anything to add, Deception?
No, I think we're good.
I think we're good. Alrighty.
I think we're good.
We will see you guys next time on the podcast. Make sure, if you guys are listening here live and you missed part of the podcast where we were talking about the CDL and you want to listen, this podcast is available on every other platform that you can find your podcasts on: YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, any other small site that you thought didn't exist until you found it. Our podcast is on there, guaranteed. Maybe not guaranteed, but
we're not lying.
We're not lying because we went through the list and they were like, "What?"
When me and Tone had one of our little meetings about the podcast when she was figuring that stuff out, there was like 400 podcast sites,
and we were like,
390 of them we didn't even know existed.
Literally, but I think probably like 99% of them were like, "That's a thing. That's an app."
Yeah, I was like, we were looking through them, and I was just like, "What are these places?
Literally.
How do I find these?"
Literally. So yeah, so that's kind of like what we got for you guys today. Thank you so much for watching. If you guys did enjoy, make sure you like, follow, subscribe the podcast, us, the moves. I feel like that covers like the videos or like the podcast episode, and then follow the podcast either here on Twitch or on these other platforms. Subscribe to the YouTube. That is mine. Subscribe to the YouTube channel that this is posted on, which is Tone_Scorp. That's me, by the way. Shameless plug.
Download the podcast so you can listen to it offline.
Yeah, and if you have any questions for us to elaborate on the podcast or any topics you want us to talk about, especially while we're in the off season, please let us know. Either DM it to us. Our DMs are open on all platforms, I believe, that we're on. Right, Deception? Your DMs are open. And then, or message us on Discord if you have us on Discord, or just reply to the go live tweets that we put out on Twitter. If you guys don't know our Twitter is, it's Tone_Scorp and Deception 275.
Anywhere where we post anything or anywhere where you can find us, just post a question. We'll find.
Be like, yo, what's up? Tag us. Even if you want to tag us, be like at Tone_Scorp at Deception 276.
Even if you want to make a tweet about
it. And then go hashtag climb together. I have a question for you guys for the next episode of the podcast. When I turn around, there's this guy behind me. Why is that? That's kind of creepy. What? Anyway, thank you guys so much for tuning into this episode. We will see you guys next Wednesday at 12 p.m. EST. Wyatt. No. Sorry, I saw that.
On the hub after
he is. Anyway, thank you guys so much for tuning into this episode of the podcast. We appreciate you guys as always. See you guys next time. Peace.